Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best 4K monitors for photo editing.
Starting at number 5.
Dell S2721 QS27. If you're looking for something on a budget, the Dell S2721 QS is a good option in Dell's 4K lineup, but it's a step down from the more expensive Dell S2722 QC model with fewer features. The main difference is that it has no USB hub, so you can't use your laptop's USB-C port to directly connect to it like on the S2722 QC. However, it still has DisplayPort and HDMI inputs, so you can use an adapter even if your laptop doesn't have those ports. Besides the difference in connectivity, the picture quality is very similar to the S2722 QC, as it also has decent accuracy. Still, it doesn't have an sRGB mode, so you'll have to calibrate it if you need the most accurate colors possible. There are other budget monitors available with an sRGB mode, like the ASUS ProArt Display PA278CV or the Gigabyte M27QP, but those have a 1440p resolution, so you don't get as many details or the same image sharpness as on the Dell.
Coming at number 4.
Dell S2722 QC27. If you don't need a high-end monitor like the Apple Studio Display for editing content with Mac computers and find the ASUS ProArt Display PA279CRV too expensive, check out the Dell S2722 QC. It's a step down in performance from ASUS and the Dell U2723QE as it doesn't have a dedicated sRGB picture mode, meaning it has worse accuracy, but that's what you must expect when getting something cheaper, and the accuracy is still decent. It also has a smaller USB hub, with only 2 USB-A ports and a single USB-C port. It supports DisplayPort Alt mode with 65W of power delivery, which is enough to charge smaller laptops but not power-hungry ones. It's a great choice if you need to use your monitor in a bright room because it has great peak brightness, enough to fight glare, and the reflection handling is good. It has wide viewing angles that are great if you need to share your work with someone next to you, and the excellent ergonomics make adjusting the screen in different ways easy.
At number 3.
Apple Studio Display. If you want to edit your photos with a Mac computer, like a MacBook Pro or Mac Mini, consider the Apple Studio Display. While the Dell U2723QE and ASUS ProArt Display PA279CRV are good enough to use with macOS devices, the Studio Display has features you can use only with a Mac computer. One of those features is its dedicated sRGB mode that results in exceptional accuracy, and you won't even need to calibrate it for the most accurate image. It also has a higher 5K resolution, resulting in an incredibly high pixel density and sharp images, and macOS is optimized for such a high pixel density. It's different in a few ways from the ASUS because it doesn't support HDR, but that doesn't make much difference if you don't edit photos in HDR. It's available with 2 different types of stands, but neither is as ergonomic as the stand on the ASUS, as they don't even offer swivel adjustment. This means it's hard to adjust to an ideal position unless you get the third variant with a mounting adapter, for which you'll need to buy a proper mount.
Number 2 of my list.
ASUS ProArt Display. While the Dell U2723QE often goes on sale, if you find it out of your price range and don't need such a premium option, check out the ASUS ProArt Display PA279CRV. With a 27-inch, 4K screen, it's very similar to the Dell, as it's also designed with content creators in mind, but it has some downsides. It doesn't have a KVM switch, so it isn't ideal to use if you need to connect multiple devices, and it has a smaller USB hub. It still has 3 USB-A ports and 2 USB-C ports, with one supporting DisplayPort Alt mode with 90W of power delivery, so it can keep your laptop charged while you're working. It does have a few advantages over the Dell, though, as it has much better reflection handling and gets a bit brighter, making it the better choice for use in well-lit rooms. It also has very accurate colors in its sRGB mode and different picture modes for other color spaces you may need to work with, like Adobe RGB, Rec. 2020, and DCI-P3.
And number 1.
Dell UltraSharp U2723QE. The best monitor to use for photo editing that we've tested is the Dell U2723QE. It's a 4K monitor designed with content creators in mind, so it's excellent for this use. It has a dedicated sRGB mode, limiting the colors to the standard sRGB space used in most web content, and you won't have to get it calibrated unless you need absolutely perfect colors and white balance. The 4K resolution is also great for editing because it lets you see more detail in your images, and the 27-inch screen is big enough to multitask. If you want something bigger, you can also consider the 32-inch Dell U3223QE, but it costs more for minimal difference in performance. Connecting to the U2723QE is easy as it has a massive USB hub with 5 USB-A ports and 3 USB-C ports. One of the USB-C inputs supports DisplayPort Alt mode with 90 W of power delivery, so you can charge your laptop while working. Another USB-C port is for the KVM switch, which makes it ideal for working with different computers. If you tend to work in a bright room, it easily gets bright enough to fight glare, but it has disappointing reflection handling.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.